So I just want to start off by saying thank you for letting us come out and to come interview you. And can you start off by telling us a little bit about yourself and what you do?
Yes, I'm Dave Hoerlein. I've worked at this company for about 30 years now. I have a degree in architecture, and so when I got out of college I wanted to go to Europe and see all those buildings I'd been studying all those years before I forgot everything. And during that time I met Rick Steves, who was teaching a travel class, started doing some maps for him, got my foot in the door that way, and over the years I've done maps and tour guiding and also travel consulting for the company.
When did you start traveling?
Let's see. If I was to be honest, it would be when I was 5 years old. My parents went to England to live for a year. So when I was 5 years old was my first trip to Europe. I don't remember too much from that time, but my first big trip would have been right after college, so in 1982.
In your career, do you need a college, or what college education do you need?
I have a degree in architecture, as I was mentioning, but you don't really need a college education to work here. I would say that most people that work here do have a college education, but it's mainly just a love of travel, a love of people, and just that desire.
What's, out of all the places you've been, what do you think is your favorite place you've been to out of everywhere?
Oh gosh, I mean Venice is right
Venice.
up there, and probably just as far as a country, it would be Italy, just mainly because of the variety of things that are happening there, the food, the wine, the culture, the architecture, the art, the landscapes, the people.
What advice would you give me if I wanted to pursue your type of career?
I think the main thing would be to get a chance to travel, because I think travel experience is one of the things we value most here, because obviously we're in the business of giving people travel advice, and there's nothing better than when people come in the door and say, I want to go to France, and you can say, I've been there. In fact, I just got back from Paris and it was great. So travel experience is probably the most important thing to be able to work in a place like this.
How did you meet Rick Steves?
At one of his classes, when I was, again, out of college, I took one of his classes at the UW's Experimental College, and the class was called, I think, something simple like European Travel Cheap. And through taking that class and really enjoying it, I realized that Rick's maps that he was drawing himself with a ballpoint pen were a little bit primitive. And because I had a background in architecture and could draw a little bit, I went out to him after class one day and said, Rick, I love your class, but your maps could use some work. And he hired me to do some maps, and that's how I got my foot in the door, and I guess the rest is history, as they say.
What's your favorite part about your career?
Favorite part? Let's see. Honestly, it's probably a lot of it. Even though I love travel, it's the people that I work with. And I think part of that is the kind of people that are attracted to a place like this in general. Well, first of all, they love travel, and they have an outlook on the world that is open. They're always eager to learn more. So it's a fun-loving bunch here, and a educated bunch, and people that really like to travel.
Thank you.
You're welcome.